So one of my favorite drills to go to learn the more upright cyclical mechanics and turnover mechanics, striking of sprinting, is the dribble series. So with the dribbles, it's kind of the opposite of the A series. The A series, we were up here in this piston-like motion. With the dribbles, we're going to be emphasizing more of that turnover and drawing those circles with our feet, or more circle-like. So rather than that foot coming directly up in front, we're going to actually lift that heel up in the back as that knee is driving up in front. We're going to get here, open that knee, and swipe the foot back underneath our hip. So again, we are doing these to improve our turnover mechanics, to maximize efficiency during our tempo runs and our top speed sprinting. So the first progression is going to be over the ankles, so ankle dribbles. What I like to think about is that there's a hurdle coming out of my inside ankle bone here on either foot. And my goal is to then take this opposite foot, clear that hurdle, and swipe back underneath of it. So we're here, we're going to get over that imaginary hurdle, we're going to swipe down underneath of it, clear it on the backside again. Good. If we resort to our pistons, what's going to happen is we're going to bring that foot directly forward, and we're going to actually knock that hurdle over. So again, we're clearing that hurdle here, swiping down. So I'm just going to do this really quickly. This is sort of an awkward motion to get if you're a first timer. So what I like to do is take a power walk 5 yards, and as you hit your go mark, you're going to start to just pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, and just lift that foot and cycle. So watch me here. Again, 5-yard power walk. I'm going to start here at the goal line. I'm going to go 10 yards, ankle dribbles. Now, as you master sort of that rhythm, you can begin to slow it down and be more specific and deliberate with a slower rhythm. So I'm going to do the slower rhythm now without a walk in. So we're here, and now I'm just going to turn over, strike down, strike down, strike down. Okay, there's a lot of variations with this. You can slow down the cadence, you can speed up the cadence, you can be a little bouncier off the ground, you can stay low to the ground. Ultimately, we're just trying to reinforce and practice good habits to then carry over to our sprint mechanics. So the next variation of these dribbles is going to be to move that imaginary hurdle from that ankle bone up to about the mid calf. So all the same rules apply. The only difference is, instead of just clearing that ankle here and creating that circle, we're now going to have to be a little more active in bringing that heel and that toe up above that hurdle and reaching down. We're going to have to be more deliberate about picking that foot up over the hurdle a little higher and cycling that foot down and underneath. We want to try to land mid-foot if we can. We don't want these dribbles to get too toey. And sometimes with that faster variation that we started with, they can be a little toey to begin. But it teaches that good cycling rhythm and sequencing. And once you learn that, you can then dial back and do dribbles the more proper way, which is the second way that I demonstrated. So the third variation of dribbles is, once you figure out how to do them over the calf, you just move it again, and now we're moving that hurdle just to the knee or right above the knee. So now, as you can imagine, recovering this leg from the backside is an even larger task. I'm going to have to be very deliberate and forceful in folding that heel up towards my hamstring or towards my butt, so that I can clear that hurdle on the backside, get up to this nice tall position, which is going to set me up nicely to then strike down. So I'm going to go with the calf dribble, and I'm going to do the knee dribble, 10 yards each. So here's the and then heading back, we're going to go over the knee. So again, that hurdle just moves up above the knee. I need to be a little more active on my recovery. So you might notice that my knee gets a little open here on the front side on those larger dribbles. As long as you're able to still bring that foot down and underneath you, underneath that hip, it's okay. But what we don't want to do is to then let that knee keep opening and then reach and strike out in front. That defeats the purpose of the drill and will create habits that we don't want to carry over into top speed sprinting.